Oh, Hood's down. I'm getting a little bit of red. It's like, it looks like it wants to go down.
Oh.
It could be a head fake. It could go straight down. We're going to see. We should get numbers very soon. And Street wants 944 on revenue, and on EPS, they want 44 cents.
So, yeah, on the trade desk, it's probably that they're like, hey, PayPal's entering the space for advertising. We're toast. Hang it up, guys. Okay, maybe not.
Trade desk beat on revenue, beat on EPS 59 versus 57, and revenue they missed by about 10 million or 20 million, 741 versus 759. Hood is down slightly. It's hard to get a read if it's actually. Yeah, it's down.
This is them probably beating earnings, but that liquidity, they're just selling. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they haven't even got the numbers yet, and they're just really excited.
Yeah, that's also a thing. Trade desk 20%. That's getting hit. Cisco's up a little bit. Dutch Bros is flat. HubSpot is up 1%. Reddit is up 1%. AppLovin 0.65, and then Hood again still flat right now. There is a 12% implied move, correct? So, I mean, theoretically, if it's green, we're going to 60. If it's red, we're going to 50 on that 10 to 12%. So we're going to.
I mean, I don't know. I'll pray, but
are you actually going to pray? You're not going to pray, Tanner. Have you?
It's more of a figure of speech, but however, if we do get $1 billion in revenue, I think that's a really good sign. I think if we get triple digits of revenue growth, beat that 100% growth rate, I think that's very good to see. So these things I am very excited for.
Yeah, no other numbers yet, guys, besides Trade Desk. That's the only one I got. I think it's on your chat. Roy or Tanner, one of you guys got $20 from Monosaurus. Thank you for that super chat. It's on one of your guys' chat.
Well, thank you if it was me, or thank you if it was Roy. I don't. Either way.
It tends to be that live earnings calls that I cover dump. So if it does, at least half the blame is on Amit's Bell, and the other half is me. Tanner tried. You can't blame him. He tried to make me so late that I wouldn't be here, but
just resort to DDoS attacks now.
Exactly.
All right, 1 minute, 4:05. Here it goes. It is gonna be out. Dude, like, I shouldn't have this anxiety. I don't have any short calls or anything, but like, it's, it's just.
I don't have any anxiety.
I'm nervous, bro. I'm
excited, man.
It's like Christmas.
I'm nervous.
Either red or green. Like Christmas.
So we already know what their trading volume is, so the misses cannot be that large. That's the thing. It's like, I'm not even worried. Like, I don't know. We already know they had a fantastic quarter. What?
Oh boy. It's also my Airbnb is freezing because this Airbnb has no heat. So that's probably making me a little nervous as well. But dude, I'm sure this Airbnb is amazing, but like, it's cold and like the heater doesn't work. Otherwise it's good. All right, here we go. It is time for, we're up. We're green. So far, we're green. We're green so far. That's up 3.72. That was
scroll
as soon
out,
as it came out.
Scroll out.
We're green.
Keep scrolling.
Now, we have had some pump fakes here, but the thing is that Robinhood doesn't give guidance, so there's nothing really to draw.
No, it's not a pump fake. We're going up. It doesn't move like that quickly. Usually it moves either up or down and it stays there. I think we're going up. 59
below 70.
Are we about to hit 60? Are we about to hit 60? If anyone has the numbers, put in the chat. I don't have the numbers yet.
60.
Come on, 50 cents to 60. I think we could break 60.
Go.
I have the numbers.
I'm refreshing.
Oh, we did $1 billion of revenue. We did $1 billion of
I called it.
Oh man, that's a big beat.
That's a big
beat.
101 EPS versus 44 cents. We beat by over 100%. We did $1 billion.
Wait, what?
Freaking revenue.
$1?
We beat by more than double on EPS. Holy
what?
Shit.
That must be a one-time. This must be them taking it.
Oh my God. Well, first of all, props to Tanner. He called it. He called $1 billion. He called it. It's actually more than $1 billion. It's 1.01 billion. Up 6%. Stock touched 61.40. I didn't see that. We touched 61.40. Now it's at 59. I'm trying to get the actual numbers. Give me a second. Let's see if I can pull them up.
Dude, that is fun.
That's not bad, dude. That's not bad. That's not bad. Congrats, everybody. Congrats. I mean, that is spectacular, dude. That is that's a big one.
This message
That's
goes out to Tevis. Tevis, you could have been here. Okay. You missed out.
Okay, let me see if the numbers are out on their website. Holy crap. Quarterly results is not out. Press release is not out. We're still waiting, but we have the top and the bottom on EPS. Wow, $1 billion in revenue. Dude, analysts were thinking they would get to $1 in EPS by the end of 2025.
That it must be a one-time occurrence. That doesn't make any sense to me.
I mean, we'll see. We're gonna see soon how this is happening. Like
this might be something tax related. If they're seeing some benefits there from seeing losses in the past year, that's maybe what I think it is. SoFi saw a big benefit that way as well.
Yeah, that was the first thing that went to my mind is SoFi realized basically all their tax losses at the end of Q4, and that could be the case with Robinhood here.
Yeah.
All right, let's see.
Almost 5%.
All right.
John?
Yeah, that'll do it. Thanks. Let's get back to Kate Rooney. See if Robinhood is doing better than the trade desk. Kate?
Yeah, John, it looks like it. It was a beat across the board for Robinhood thanks to this huge tailwind we're seeing from crypto, and then equity trading in the quarter also looking like pretty strong. Deposit growth. EPS was $1.01. That does include a couple of accounting and settlement related gains. So the SEC settlement was smaller than expected. That's showing up here. If analysts do wind up stripping those out, the adjusted number is going to be 54 cents, and that was still 10 cents ahead of expectations.
That still beat. Adjusted still beat. So there you go. 54 cents of EPS.
Revenue roughly doubled in the quarter.
I mean, that's exactly $1 million. They just did the earnings I called for.
Yeah. There you go.
A beat there, and then assets under custody grew 88% from a year ago. So that was 193 billion. Average revenue per user also beat by around $13. And then crypto was a huge contribution in the quarter, made up the largest slice of transaction-based revenue, up 700% in a year. Options were up 83%.
All right, I have the press release. Let's read that, then we'll go through the deck. Q4 revenue is up 115% year over year to 1.01 billion. Net deposits grow to a record 16 billion. That means I think they had 7 or 8 billion last quarter or something like that. Gold subscribers, I think they added 400,000 gold subscribers, if I'm not wrong. 2.6 million. I think last quarter we had 2.2. Net income up 10x year over year. Again, that's because of the accounting thing, but still, even without that accounting thing, 54 cents of EPS. Adjusted EBITDA, 300% year over year to 613 million. We hit the gas on product development in 2024 with a new platform for active traders, gold card launch, and expanded it to the UK and EU product suite and much more, said Vlad, CEO and co-founder of Robinhood. We see a huge opportunity ahead of us as we work towards enabling anyone, anywhere to buy, sell, or hold any financial asset and conduct any financial transaction through Robinhood. Q4 was a record-breaking quarter that caps off a record-setting year in 2024, said Jason Warnick, the CFO of Hood. For both the quarter and full year, we reached new highs for AUC, net deposits, gold subscribers, revenue, net income, adjusted EBITDA, and EPS. We're entering 2024 with strong momentum as we remain focused on delivering another year of profitable growth. Okay, let me pull up the deck. The deck will give us the actual numbers.
Yeah,
I took a peek. There's some exciting things in this deck, guys.
there is some exciting things, but assets under custody came under what they showed in November. 193.
We'll have to figure that out. We'll have to see what's going on there. So let me go through them high level, then we'll keep going. Funded customers, they added 850,000 in the quarter. That means December probably had another 300,000. Gold subscribers, this is probably how they got to $1 billion in revenue as well. I mean, when you add 450,000, all of them are paying $5 a month. That's just, a lot of good revenue that's coming in, which is helpful for them on their estimates. AUC 193 billion, and then net deposits 16 billion. That's up 6 billion from Q3. So that was another big number for them. Revenue 1.01 billion. Adjusted operating expenses 431, barely an increase quarter over quarter. 60% EBITDA margins and 916 million in net income. Q4 2024, they had a tax benefit 492 million, regardless of that tax benefit, which would have beat all the analysts' estimates.
Crypto revenue was exactly what we expected. 358 million.
Wow. Okay.
On the dot.
So transaction revenues were 672, as you can see, more than double from Q3. 358 on crypto, 222 on options, 61 equities, and then 31 on other. That 31 is also a big increase. I thought it would only be 20. And then overall revenues, 296 on interest, 672 on transactions, 46 million on other revenues.
Crazy, guys. This is crazy.
The stock's at 58.95, up 5.3%.
Yeah, credit cards went to 8, from 4 to 8.
Ooh, great.
This is what we're gonna see, right? That was them from 6 to 4 was them writing off X1 cards. That's what they were doing. They were lowering credit limits. They were essentially writing off that business, and they'll probably see a little bit of headwind in Q4 from that as well. But 4 to 8 is them starting to add on the Robinhood cards. People have balances, and they're receiving interest here. So, yeah, credit cards are in motion now. It's slow, but we're in motion.
Okay, let me quickly look at some of these other stocks, and then we'll get back into Hood. Again, guys, we got a lot of time, so we'll look at all this stuff. But 5 o'clock, we have the call. Dutch Bros, that's up 26%. So they crushed it. Street's happy about them. AppLovin's up 16%. They crushed it. HubSpot's down 2%. Reddit's down 11%. Kind of expected Reddit to take a little bit of a beating, given it was up a lot. Cisco's up 6%, and Dutch Bros is up 25%. So for those holding any of those names that are up, congrats. Dutch Bros, the big winner right here. Reddit, was running up a lot. Makes sense. Kind of doesn't really have the growth to maybe justify as much as it's run. Trade Desk, something really bad happened here on guidance, down 23%. Then Dutch Bros up 25%. HubSpot down 3%. Okay, we still have a little bit of more coverage on Hood from CNBC. Let me finish that real quick, and then we'll get into the rest of the numbers.
Average revenue per user also beat by around $13. And then crypto was a huge contribution in the quarter, made up the largest slice of transaction-based revenue, up 700% in a year. Options were up 83%, and then equities up 144%. I did catch up with CFO Jason Warnick, who told me it wasn't just a crypto quarter. He said strength was across the board, and it's showing up in all of the metrics, showcases their business model. He also highlighted some better profitability for this company, pointed out that incremental margins were over 80%, adjusted EBITDA margins were 48%, and then for the year, and then over 60% for the quarter. But says that it was not long ago for Robinhood that they had negative margins. So talked a lot about more discipline on cost. We are also going to be sitting down with Robinhood CEO and co-founder Vlad Tenev. That's a first on CNBC interview tomorrow here on Squawk on the Street in San Francisco. Guys, back over to you.
All right, looking forward to that. Kate.
Guys, they bought back another 5 million shares.
Crazy. I'm just plugging numbers right now, but honestly, I'm blown away.
So 160 divided by 5, they bought back their shares at $32. Huh. $32. I mean,
not bad.
Not bad, dude.
I'd buy more Robinhood at 32 right now.
Wow, dude. So they bought back their shares at 19 in Q3. Just amazing use of capital. Then they bought back their shares at 32. They have 740 million left to still buy the dip if they have to.
Net deposits grew by 16 billion.
So I want to get to December metrics were 30 billion in crypto. We kind of expected that.
Yeah.
150 in equity volumes. That was good. Options was 164. That was better than expected. And then margin, wow, 7.9. There you go. I had a feeling it was going to get up there. That's the highest in history. That is massive. And then deposits were 5.3 billion in December. 340,000 accounts in December. So 420,000 in November. AUC. Okay, so Tanner, what's going on here? Why do you think AUC decreased?
I mean, I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't have an answer for you.
That is weird. I guess equity. Well, December, the market did tank a little bit on Christmas Eve, right?
I was going to say it could be sort of a little bit of takeaway from market gains being a headwind.
Yeah.
Market losses, I should say.
November was like a banner year, banner month, just because of that election pump. And most of that pump was erased by late December, if you recall. So I think it's mostly that. I don't know that people are taking assets off the platform or anything. Those quarter over quarter type things are not like real surprising. It's not quarter over quarter, month over month. If over multiple quarters you see assets under custody be reduced and we're in a bull market still, that's when it's a problem.
Wow, dude, their rule of 40 is 106.
Yeah.
Yo, shout out to Vlad, bro. That's wild.
They're beating Palantir on that.
I mean, we've all been publicly saying if another company was going to pull a Palantir, it would be Hood. They've got the ingredients to do it, and boy, are they executing here.
Oh,
And,
yeah.
the rule of 40 was first mentioned by them, I think, in Investor Day. This wasn't even a slide before, but I think now they're like, okay, we need to show this off because this is absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, this is incredible. Real quick, let me go to Dutch Bros, and then we'll get back to Hood.
Are out. Caffeine high here. Angelica Peebles has the number. Angelica.
Hey, John, it's a big beat for Dutch Bros. Fourth quarter adjusted earnings per share coming in at 7 cents versus the 2-cent estimate that the street was looking for. Revenue also coming in ahead at $343 million versus the $318 that Wall Street was looking for. And same store sales was up really big in the quarter, up almost 7%. The street was only looking for 1.5%. And then 2025 revenue coming in slightly ahead of estimates. They're saying anywhere between 1.55 billion to 1.57 billion. So that's just a little bit better than what we were looking for. You can see that stock is up 25% after a really big year for that company. John?
All right, Angelica, thank you. Want to get back to the panel here.
Stock right now, guys, is at 59. I mean, these are not results that I don't see a single red flag. I just don't.
Yeah. Oh, and there's so many like little nuggets. So gold attachment rate, if you go to the gold slide, is at its highest ever. It's 10.5%. They're wanting to the adoption rate rather. They're wanting to make sure that continues to climb. They build value on that. In the disclaimer section, like they note that they're trying to complete these acquisitions in the first half. They reiterated this quote that I think I heard in Investor Day. We believe there are multiple ways to grow Robinhood 10x over the next 10 years. They noted that they're at 100,000 for gold credit cards, and they plan to grow that multiples of the size. They're talking about releasing more tokens. Part of that's through Bitstamp as well. Just a lot of like little things.
All while stock-based compensation went down quarter over quarter.
Yeah.
Wait, really? It went down?
79 million to 77 quarter over quarter and 81 to 77 year over year. Page 18, or maybe it's 16. It's very small on my screen. Yeah, there it is. It was 18. 18.
18, yeah. Wow.
And they have just a note here. We don't know what this is, but they say including an advanced contract platform. So it sounds like maybe that they're building in-house that into a full platform instead of just something that they offer every now and then. We've talked about that. We've questioned if this is just going to be a continued partnership with someone on the back end or not. No details yet, but that's pretty cool.
Cash stays super high, essentially flat quarter over quarter. Like they're making all these acquisitions and you can't even find it in the balance sheet. Like you know what I mean? Like it's crazy.
Agreed. Their OpEx was 431. Did they give guidance for 2025 OpEx? Yeah. 2.1 billion, which is up 10%. That's not crazy, in my opinion.
The thing is that they have to guide for their 20% long-term run rate. So I expect that they have some tightening of their belt here. Well, obviously, because it's not increasing by 20%, but a lot of it, like they don't know. It's very hard for them to know how much they're going to spend because if they see opportunities, they're going to take it.
Right. Margin interest was 91. Interest on corporate cash was 53, 74 on segregated cash, 50 on cash sweep, 26 on securities lendings. That was up 7 million. And then credit card, that doubled. Small business, but it doubled. And credit card could be a massive business for them if they continue to scale in 2025. That's independent of kind of the stock market, right?
Here's the closest thing that they have for guidance too. They say that for revenue, we're planning another year of double-digit growth driven by product innovation, market share gains, and expanding into new markets. So at least a double digit. You know, that could be anywhere from 10% to 99%.
Yeah, I think the street's expecting close to 30%. So, I mean, they realistically, they put up 54 cents of EPS. which is a nice beat, and it looks like they're going to get to $1 by the end of the year if they continue.
Yeah, man, I'm very happy with this, and I can't wait for commentary from them. That's going to be really interesting. Yeah, this is a company that's firing on all fronts, and a lot of people may have gotten caught up. By the way, we were worried about 100% year-over-year growth rate for net revenue. It was 115+%, 115.3%.
I think it's only fitting for us to see Robinhood get to 60 on Robinhood. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. $60 for the hood.
It's gonna fall back now.
It's falling.
Oh my gosh. Well, dude, look at that. I got to 60. I got to 60. Dude, and
what a world.
I mean, I don't see a reason for the street to get upset tomorrow. Like outside of just, the street's the street, but like in terms of I don't see any number that you guys see or I see that's like, oh yeah, this right here means it's blah blah blah. Like,
no, you're not going to find one. You're not going to find one.
Wow, dude. 1 billion. Now, 1 billion is not replicatable every single quarter, but to pass that milestone of bringing $1 billion in revenue, and eventually it will be sustainable. Maybe this is the year, but
yeah, I think if someone was bearish, the best that they could say is, well, a year from now they're going to have a hard comp.
Oh my God! Yeah. I mean, yeah. You definitely have a harder comp, folks. We are into the 61 era for Hood. We got to ring the bell.
Keep it going.
I mean, dude, this is everybody at 62. Dude, I'll ring it again. Don't make me do it. I'll do it. Oh, we were 1 cent away. I wanted to do it. Come on.
Do it for a minute.
There we go. It's time to ring the bell. We are now at 62. This is awesome. This is pretty awesome. All right, let's see some other earnings across the board. Let me get Reddit numbers, and then we'll keep analyzing Hood. We got the call happening in about 30 minutes on video for the first time ever.
Revenues of $428 million ahead of estimates of $405 million. First quarter revenue guidance in a range of $360 million to $370 million. That's ahead of estimates of $3.
Wait a second. Did we hit 63?
Oh gosh.
Hold on. Did you guys see 63? There's 63. We got to ring the bell for 63.
This is what making money sounds like.
This is the cash register going ka-ching, ka-ching. You guys gonna be dreaming about this bell tonight, dude. I'm gonna be dreaming about this bell tonight, dude. Wow, incredible for Hood.
$358 million. But looking at what the factors that might be weighing on shares right now, the company reported that daily active users of 101.7 million fell short of the estimate of 103.1 million. In the letter to shareholders, Reddit attributing that lower than expected user growth to, quote, volatility with Google search triggered by a periodic algorithmic change, but saying that traffic from search has recovered so far in the first quarter, saying they have regained momentum there. I spoke to CEO Steve Huffman and asked him what was driving the accelerated revenue growth of 68% in Q3, 71% this quarter. He said, we're successfully going through this transition of mid and small businesses, more objective focused advertising, more performance ads, saying that diversification means we can grow faster over time and be resilient. So certainly pointing to accelerating revenue growth, but shares do seem to be lower on that user issue. Back over to you.
All right, Julia, thanks. If it trades 12%.
Reddit's down 15%. Robinhood 62.78. It's going to make a run for 63 again. HubSpot down 4. Reddit down 15. Reddit was pretty predictable, so seems like that one's coming down a bit. AppLovin's up 13. Trade Desk, this one I didn't expect. I don't know why this is happening, but we'll try to get an update on that. Dutch Bros, I mean, congrats. I don't follow this company that much, but 7 cents versus 2 cents. They're the new version of Starbucks, I guess.
Yeah, Matt Money needed one that would just really be a winner for him because his other stocks are only up hundreds of percents. So
he needed it.
Josh, thank you for the $50 super chat. 1 billion LFG. That can't be right. Am I seeing EPS of 101? No way. Net income. Well, yeah, it was because of the accounting thing, but shout out to Josh. He's been super bullish on Hood for a long time. He got it. Troy Baker, thank you for the $10. I'm beneficial. Also an OG of the Hood community, $10. Thank you for the super chat. 1 effing billion. And then Eddie as well, who's been covering Hood for a while. 1 billion. Congrats, Hoodsters. It's pretty incredible.
Yeah. Holy freaking crap. I want to show some spreadsheets here if you'll allow me.
Did we hit 64? No way. We hit 64?
All right, let's do it.
No.
No, I got to confirm. Did we hit it? Hold on. No, 63 is what I see. 63. So we didn't hit it yet. But we might get there.
Okay. So me and Josh were talking about what the operating expenses would be. Obviously, they would climb, right? This is something that we, as investors would know because they had so much volume flow through the system. So they would have to climb quarter over quarter. Guys, they went down.
Wow.
They went down by 30 million. Okay, so like this is crazy. If you look previously, this was 76% of revenue last quarter, total operating expenses. This quarter, 45%.
Yeah, that's what controlling your own costs looks like.
Yeah, like crazy. Operating income went from 151 to 556.
So
crazy.
So
now,
that helped EPS, right?
Oh yeah. Yes, yeah. This is they dominated here. They were essentially they might have been under their low side of their guidance for operating expenses. Like, how does that even happen?
I mean, you got to be a tech company with fixed costs, right?
Well, general and administrative seem to have eaten all these cost deductions. So I don't know how they lowered it by 60 million, but they did. We saw a big increase, $33 million in marketing. We expected that 100%. And then a decent climb. Don't look at my guidance, by the way. My guidance is just showing what I thought I was going to see in Q4. Okay. So this is not for Q1 or anything like this. That was previous. But this is the column that we should be expecting. So brokerage and transaction, this is what ate the cost difference between all of the volume growth was 11 million extra dollars quarter over quarter. Okay. It's nothing. It's absolutely nothing. Like, look at it. Adjusted EBITDA went from 268 million to $613 million, a 60% adjusted EBITDA margin.
Wow. I mean, I think that's what I'm curious to hear on the call is like, how do they do that? And can they keep doing that? Because then this thing is, dare I say, this thing is cheap. They can keep booting up these numbers in 2025 along with top line growth. It's going higher. Oh
my gosh, man. They've done like their best margins that they've done on EBITDA. Like we can see 31% here, 39%, 44, 42, 60. Holy.
Yeah, this is a tech company. I mean, it's not just a brokerage. The way that they execute their culture, their efficiency, man.
This is a tech company. Zen, thank you for the 12 euros. Shout out to all the hoodies in the chat. Love you, Amit. Thank you, Zen, for being here. And congrats to everyone who's been part of the Hood story. I mean, this has been an exceptional journey, exceptional company, and they are executing at an exceptional level. Tesla Dragon, thank you for the 69.69 super chat. Let's effing go, Hood. Thank you for all your awesome coverage. I bought at 17.37, and now I continue to buy in the 60s. I love it. Look, I've been buying at 51, 52, 55. I was buying at 37, 38. And like conventionally, you're not supposed to buy when it goes higher. At least people think you're supposed to give it a breather. But if it really does have a premium towards exceptionalism and there's growth, you buy into strength. And I kind of made that mistake on Pounder. And Roy, I think you made that mistake as well, right?
Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Averages in the 12s. I'd rather my average would be in the 20s because I'd have a lot more.
That's a really good way of thinking about it.
Yeah. Ultimately, Robinhood, like it's basically, this is a long-term company, long-term hold for me. I don't know where the price is going short-term. I'm never good at predicting that. But I know long-term where the company is going. And so I have no problem just buying a chunk of it. I actually didn't DCA yet this week. I was hoping to get cute and do it right after, maybe a little bit of dip but still going to DCA in the 60s. Still going to DCA. And the nice thing is it's basically a set amount for me. So the higher the price goes, the smaller that is. The lower the price goes, the bigger it is. But quality companies, don't be afraid of averaging up. If you plan to hold it long term, you don't need the money in the short term.
And the key word is quality. And I think what we do on Hood Weekly and as a community is try to figure out, is this quality? Like outside of the growth, can you trust management? Are they doing the right things? Do they care about shareholders? And it's like, the answer is a definitive yes. I mean, this is a quality tech company that sees a massive opportunity and they want it. They're going after it. All of us got to talk to Vlad at Investor Day and we got to talk to the employees. The employees are like, dude, this guy he doesn't stop working. He really wants to, he's hungry and he's very successful already. So like to still have that hunger, it really comes from a founder. And it seems like he wants to keep this going.
All right. Do we want to take some guesses? What was the take rates for equity, options, and crypto?
Okay. Options. I'll go first. Options. I'll say 47 cents.
Okay. Last quarter, it was 46.
I'll go up by 1 cent. Equity has always been 5 cents, right? So I'm gonna
well, I do it as a percentage basis. So
5%. I'll do 5%.
No. So last quarter is 0.13%.
I'll keep it the same then. 0.13.
Okay.
I don't think that changed.
Equities stay the same. And by the way, year over year, all these are quite down. So like as time has gone on, equities have come down. Options was at 41 cents. Last quarter is at 46 cents. Roy, what do you think these are? And then what did you think for crypto? Here. This is what we'll do. Because I know it's hard to visualize these numbers. So I'll just bring it up. I'll just hide my.
There we go. Yeah, I knew equities was really low,
So these are for Q3. These were the take rates. Can sort of highlight them here. Oh, sorry. Here and here.
Yeah, I'd say equity probably stayed the same. Options probably a little bit higher. I think Amit's right. But I'll go 2 cents up. Just Price is Right him, see how he likes it.
And then what do you guys think for crypto? Amit?
I think we got 58 cents on crypto.
Let me go 62.
60, like 0.62 and 0.50 or 0.50?
Yeah.
0.58.
0.58. Okay. Excluding this, because this is what I suspected. But equity did go up. We did get 47 cents on options, and it was 0.5, which was higher than what I suspected on guidance.
So we went up on all three.
Yeah, up on all three, which is crazy.
Yeah, that's really good. Yeah, like crypto's been the one that they've been playing with the most, so that was the biggest wild card. So that's really nice to see. Yeah, even equities, like that's actually kind of surprising.
Equity volume's insane here.
Yeah.
Dude, they're doing their thing. They are doing their thing. This is special. This is pretty special. Let me see some other earnings we have, and then we'll keep getting into these numbers. We have Dan Dolev talking Robinhood on CBC. Let's go to him.
Ooh, let's do it.
Diversifying outside of just being based on trading, but it's a really strong trading quarter. So how should investors read it?
Hey, last time, we met, I told you they smoked earnings. I don't have a better superlative today. So, they smoked earnings plus. I think what you're saying is very true. What you're seeing now is, the present. If you think about the future, they're going after a $600 billion TAM, getting into Asia. So all these good things that we're seeing today, revenue ahead, 7x growth in retirement, 88% growth in AUM, 60% EBITDA margin, that's just the beginning. It's going to get way better down the road. So I think things are great and they're going to get better down the road.
I'm just thinking about what Interactive Brokers told us a couple of weeks ago, how there was a strong risk appetite. There was a lot of margin trading. It's kind of that kind of market right now. That doesn't, it sounds like, get Robinhood to where it wants to be diversification-wise, maturity-wise. What do investors need to look for to have a sense that it's getting there and that it's going to be, stable up and to the right?
Yeah, I agree. Look, this is now the things things are as good as they are in terms of the animal spirits and what it did to their trading. But I would say there's a lot more self-help here, right? They're getting deposits in. They're up 16 billion versus 14 billion last quarter. They have ARPU growing 60% sequentially. All these things are not just because of the animal spirits. It's self-help. I think to answer your question, John, the most important thing, they need to get into Asia. They need to get into Europe. They're going after a $600 billion TAM. If they just take 5% of that, it's a $30 billion company, right? Versus sort of the $4 billion today. So I think that's what investors are looking for. And I have faith in that management team that they can deliver.
All right. Trading in the 60s in overtime, getting close to your price target there. Dan Dolev, thank you.
Thank you.
After the break.
Even Dan didn't have the words, smoked. What's the right word here? What is the right word to describe this? So it's a big quarter.
Insanity.
Insanity. That's the word.
I like seeing the new color scheme too. Small thing, doesn't really matter, but it looks so much cleaner.
How many employees do they have? Do they hire this quarter?
We'll see that in their 10K. I don't know.
No, they show it off in their.
They do.
Yeah, it's one of the things that they highlight.
They had a increase of about 11 employees. No,
About 11.
no, 8, yeah, literally 11. Dude, that was quick math on my part. Yeah, 11.
Quick math.
What? Why are you laughing?
You said about 11 from 82 to 93.
No, but that's 11, right?
Yes, it is. But you gave this weird like rounding, like you were adding the percentages when both the numbers are right on the screen.
I'm just saying, at least I got the number, bro. Anyway,
all right. I'll stop being too picky.
Can you throw it up slide 19? I think this is cool too. We took a quick look at it, but this is kind of guidance too as far as OpEx expenses. They did note that they're removing, starting in Q1, the provision for credit losses from that, which I think is a good move. But you can see like they're ramping up revenue massively, and yet they're controlling costs. Like you should expect OpEx and SBC to spike up a little bit, and it is a little bit. But man, this is really, really good.
What did you guys say margin balances was? Was it 7.9 billion?
Yeah.
Okay. And contra revenue, is there any thing on that?
Let me see. Contra. And we'll go through gold in a second as well. Contra revenue. Did they move that slide? Yeah, they don't have a slide for it this
43.
time. Oh no, sorry, it's right here. Yeah, 43. Well, that's basically what we expected. That's great.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's great, dude. That number did not tick up, and they had a lot of room for it to tick up and still crush earnings. Look, guys, I don't know what's gonna happen to the stock. It's up 9% right now. It could go down, it could go up, but after these numbers, as an investor, you should be asking yourself, how can I get more if you like these numbers? And if you get some irrational 10, 15, 20, 30% drop off, I mean, those are opportunities to take advantage. I mean, we saw this with NVIDIA. The market gives opportunities. NVIDIA fell to 113 for, in my opinion, no reason. Now back to 130. So if we do get a dip based on these numbers and based on what they say about January, which I think those numbers are going to be good as well, that's an opportunity.
So true. And a lot of people take those sinking, the sinking price action as a way to say, see, I told you this is why I didn't buy in or something like this. But really, as long as the thesis doesn't change like it didn't in NVIDIA, and you can see through, like the only reason why it would ever crash like big, like 20+% is because there's some level of a new bear case or so it's hard to see through those things. Even though everyone wants to buy the dips on companies, there's usually some sort of new bear case that comes along with those. So to weigh those out is actually a very hard thing to do, but can make you freaking rich.
Look at their MAUs as well, bro.
Yeah.
Like last quarter declined 800,000. It's up 3.9, about 3.9 million. Because 14.9 minus 11 is about 3.9. So it's up about 3.9 million. I thought you guys were going to laugh at that. You guys didn't laugh. Okay, whatever. They're not even paying attention, guys.
No, I was looking.
Numbers. I get you though. I get
somebody. I saw a couple of people mention that January numbers were out. They're not as far as I can tell. So
yeah, no, they're not out. They're not. They don't give January numbers. But 15 million users, bro. I mean, like people are coming back and they're engaging with it every day, and probably not just trading. Probably looking at the credit card. Probably looking at stock quotes. I mean, whatever they're doing, they are. Oh, did they share January metrics? Hold on.
I
Shit,
don't see
I
that.
think Evan tweeted it. Holy crap! Did they share?
Oh.
it? Dude, Robinhood doesn't care anymore. They're just gonna give us all the numbers.
Yeah. Jeez.
Yeah, we got it. Assets under custody 203 billion, net deposits 5.7 billion, funded customers 25.5. So, how many did we end December with? 25.2.
Yeah, I think you're right.
So that means we added 300,000 in January. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, they for a long time they were at 100,000, and that they just do that every single quarter. Now it's accelerating. It's exciting.
Yeah, we have included January 2025 metrics to provide insight into our most recent business activity. That's also probably why the stock is up, because now the street knows, okay, January is on track to be pretty damn good.
Yeah. Even they did total trading volumes there. $144 billion in equities. Crypto, 20.4, Roy.
Wow.
20.4 on crypto again.
That's amazing.
I think that's what everyone hoped for, right? That we knew it wasn't going to be as high as November and December, but we just didn't want it to fall back into the teens or the single digits.
Right.
20.4, that's super strong. Options, 166.6. That's a new company record.
Holy crap. And February's been okay so far, the first 15 days, right?
Margin book, 8.3 billion.
Oh my
Yeah, that's
gosh.
huge. Yeah, margin book is really increasing. They also keep in mind they launched it in the UK. That's one of those things people are waiting on. They've now launched options. They have, of course, 2 more products that they're launching, the ISAs and SIPs here soon. So, yeah, I think UK is going to be a meaningful part of this growth over this year.
Wow, you could really miss those January numbers though if you aren't looking hard. Like, look at how they just tucked this in, eh? It's just right on this column over here.
I mean, dude, if the street hasn't seen these numbers yet and they're waiting for Vlad to give the guidance on the call, this stock could hit higher once we hear these numbers in 30 minutes.
You have the dashboards. They didn't even include them in the dashboards. This is only December. They just snuck them in right here. But you can see this, like options contracts traded 166.6 million.
Oh my gosh. Congrats, everyone. This is a big one. This is a big quarter. Sarah, thank you for the $70 super chat. Hood to 70. Let's go. Been day trading the stock to replace my day job income, but I'm holding this. We should see big movement this week. Sarah, thank you for that and appreciate you. Rick says, thanks, Amit. I bought some calls last week and added some this morning. Congrats. Thank you for the $5 super chat. This has been incredible. This has been incredible for this one. I think we got a video from Vlad. Let me pull this up real quick.
Yeah, he's doing sort of what Shopify's president does, where he gives a little overtake on X. I liked it.
All right, here's Vlad. Oh, sorry, I wasn't even sharing. My bad. Sorry.
Hello, everyone. I was just reviewing our Q4 earnings results, and I wanted to share with you all a little bit of a summary ahead of the call. Q4 was a record-breaking quarter for the company, our first quarter with over $1 billion in revenue. And this was driven by big gains in market share, record net deposits of over $50 billion, and record gold subscribers. As we look to 2025, we're going to continue to make progress across all 3 of our strategic arcs, being the #1 platform for active traders, being #1 in wallet share for the next generation, and building the #1 global financial ecosystem. And that's our 10-year arc. 3 big product events are coming this year as well, and the agendas are already packed. Gold event in March, our first crypto event, and we're bringing back Hood Summit later this year, which is for active traders. So you'll find more details on all of this in our press release or in our first ever live video earnings, which you'll see on X, YouTube, and our IR website, investors.robinhood.com. See you there. Thank you.
Love it. Thank you, Vlad.
my mom just texted me, and she just texted me a picture of her portfolio. She's happy. She's happy right now.
Is she using Robinhood?
She uses Robinhood. She is loaded up on Robinhood in her Roth and her regular account. So is my sister. So is my dad, to be honest. It's like, yeah, we're a Hood family, bro. We're a Hood family.
Well, guys, I'm so happy that we started the Robinhood Weekly. It was a good time to do it. We are the boys
My
in the
mom
hood.
just texted me. She said, "Stop talking about." How is your mom? Are you? I love you, mom. You're
Are you watching?
Wow. My mom doesn't usually. She's usually on the phone with her friends. She doesn't watch my stuff. Thank you, mom. Glad you're here. Hope you're enjoying it. Love you. All right, Tanner, continue. Sorry.
I am its mom. But what's it called? We are the boys in the hood. Let's make some freaking money with this company. This is a great one. And it's not just about one quarter that does well based on market gains. It's one that it has plenty of tailwinds because of actual shifts and greater outperformance than what the market is actually seeing. So that's very, very exciting. I want to show you guys some non-GAAP numbers, some things that maybe they won't show you. So one, cumulative funded accounts, 25.2. They actually stated that the exact number was 850,000 new accounts added this quarter. Let's see when the last time they've done those types of numbers, 850,000. I know that they have. Yeah. They used to grow crazy during 2020. But essentially, we haven't done that since Q3 of 2021. We have not added 850,000 net new accounts. And look at the customer acquisition cost that we get because they're doing that.
Wow.
Look at the change.
Goodness gracious, dude.
So you go from high 300s down to sub 100. This is just crazy. Average revenue per customer, 164 from 105 last quarter, or $81. Like, we more than doubled the average revenue per user.
That's amazing.
Okay. These are all compound, like they add more customers. Okay, that's worth giving it a premium. Okay, each customer is worth double. Okay, that's great. The cost that they actually get these clients onto the platform, that gets cut by 2/3. Okay, well, that's freaking great. These are unbelievable trends. Their pricing is crazy. I would have thought that this was an endless stream of continuous fall to the bottom on equity. So seeing this flatline or even recover is just crazy to me.
This is a company and a stock that is set for further growth this year. And they're proving it not on only the top line side, but on the bottom line with cutting these expenses.
Gold subscribers doing well. Gold adoption 10.5%. Why isn't that showing? Percentage of revenue for gold subscription actually fell just because there was so much freaking volume. So that's 4%.
That's good.
Yeah. I mean, that is good. Percentage of funded accounts that have retirement accounts, 4.56%. Like, this is crazy.
Well, going back to your point, Tanner, that you just said a couple minutes ago. I mean, this is why we started Hood Weekly, right? Like, there's a little something special we saw in this company. Obviously, the biggest bear case on Hood, I think, is that it is tied to the market. And the markets have been very good the past 2 years. So Robinhood has been able to rise from the ashes like a phoenix and kind of capitalize on all of this. But I think that bear case misunderstands, if you're in a bull market, someone needs to capitalize on it, right? If crypto is going to the moon, then Coinbase, Robinhood, someone needs to capitalize on it. If not, like, what's the point of being in a bull market if there's not companies that can benefit? Two, Robinhood is showing expense discipline, which means when things could potentially be not as bullish, they should be able to diversify enough to be able to generate revenue, or if they can't generate top line growth, be so disciplined on the bottom line that they can still show growth, which is the tenets of a really mature company.
Does this absolutely guarantee, someone just said this in the comments, I'm ripping them off, so try to find that. I might have just lost it. Does this guarantee S&P 500 inclusion?
Oh yeah, we are getting into the S&P.
Yeah.
Without this quarter, they were getting in this year. With this quarter, they might be getting in this quarter. I thought that they were going to when they announced it in December, but there's several other very quality companies. One of those is the Trade Desk, which also reported today. I know that like a single quarter of earnings doesn't make or break, but if you're like neck and neck with a company and you're just hitting it full throttle like Robinhood versus like they're, guiding it a little bit more conservatively, I think that gives you an edge.
So here's another insight I'll share from the meeting I had with the Robinhood's co-founder Baiju Bhatt. He was talking about moats, and he was talking about how a company develops a moat. And I said, I had some debates back in the day with people on like, what is a moat? What does it mean to have a moat? How do we get to a moat? And on Robinhood, I would say that UI is a moat. And one of the biggest bear cases, again, was like, it can be copied. UI is not a moat. And he was like, well, the reason we always thought it was a moat is because people using the product means that we can give them the ability to continue using the product with new products, services, upsells, etc. And so when you think about someone like my mom, who, she's not logging onto Schwab, Fidelity, like she needs something super easy to navigate to be able to buy or sell a stock. She's selling covered calls, selling puts, she's getting into option selling. Like for her to do all that stuff, it needs to be a simple user interface. And the beautiful thing is, like, from thinking from first principles, if it's easy to use, more people will use it. And so user engagement should be up, trading volume should be up, average revenue per user should be up, net deposits should be up. When my mom gets her paycheck, a decent chunk of that goes into Robinhood, not Bank of America. And that's a generational product that has not been copied. And so from that perspective, I think we're going higher as they continue to scale that to Singapore, to the UK, maybe to India. I mean, like, the sky's the limit for these guys.
Yeah. The UK will be particularly interesting because it'll be a good test once they have the ISAs and SIPs out of how fast it can actually capture that market share in a place where, frankly, there's not as many active traders, investors like there are here in the States. And IBKR is like, they're good, they're solid. Robinhood beats them as far as pricing on most products just by a little bit. But this isn't just a race to the bottom, a commodity war where it's like, hey, we're just going to undercut you a little bit, get a little piece. No, this interface that they have really gives them an advantage. And it's not just their emit, that it used to be that people would say, well, it's a great platform to start on, but advanced traders will move on to something else. Well, they're building out Robinhood Legend, and they're adding features to it all the time. And so that it gives, an excuse, which I don't think it's tough to twist somebody's arm and make them stay with Robinhood. But it's like, hey, you want something more advanced? We have a great platform for you. We're building new features, and we're open to feedback on what you think that we're missing, and they're adding that. So, and they're not just like saying, hey, we'll add this, in the next 5 years, like, SoFi's level 1 options. It's something that they're actually like wanting to build out really rapidly for the consumer, which is great.
I'm going to get a drink really quickly before the earnings call starts.
And what, tequila? What are we drinking tonight, boys? What are we drinking?
I'm going to have a coffee.
Not Celsius, Monster.
All right, yeah, go get your coffee. We'll be waiting here. Yeah, guys, in the chat, let me know your raw emotions right now. What are you guys feeling? Go ahead, Roy.
I was just going to say thank you for the super chat, Canem, Tomlon. Really appreciate you. Very kind of you. You just bought me some extra Monsters or Robinhood stock.
Well, now,
choices.
Yeah, $20 could get you a share of stock a year ago. Now it's like
that. That's the thing with companies that if you have been tracking it for a while and following it, good companies perform well tend to go up over time. So, if you have long-term horizons, I see a few people asking, like, maybe this is the top. Is there going to be a pullback? I mean, there could be. Over 10 years, do I think that I'm going to personally regret investing in Robinhood here? No.
No, not at all.
Now, will there be companies that outperform Robinhood? Sure, there will, but I'm not going to get all those right. And, a lot of times it's easy for me to just say, hey, is Robinhood going to do what they did, go up 365? Well, now I don't even know what it is now. 365% in the next year? No, probably not. But no, that's not happening. That would be insane. But could it, over the next year to year and a half, double? Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah, I think it's a question of, having a long-term trajectory on this. A lot of people that have been in the stock for a long time, again, it's harder to buy at these levels. But when a company continues to grow, we literally experienced it with Palantir. More growth was happening, and Roy and I and a lot of other people in the community were like, it's going up too quick. We're going to hold out. And that's just the wrong mentality. It's just the wrong, like, you don't have to go super aggressive about it, but like, you want to own more equity. The whole point of getting financially independent is having assets. Either that's your own business, that's your own brand, or you need real estate or stocks. You got to have equity in something to be able to escape living off a paycheck. And that means you need to have more shares at the end of the day. And it's very hard to find a generational company. I mean, there's thousands of public companies. Most of them suck. Most of them can't file their 10K on time. Actually, no, most of them file their 10K, but one of them can't. But one of them has a lot of attention. We're not going to name names, but
yeah. Did you trade that one? You did, didn't you? Yeah. No, I mean, you can trade less quality companies, but like the quality ones where you're like, hey, this is a gem, this is a unicorn, this is special. Just buy and hold that, guys. Don't worry about price action. If you have long-term horizons, if it's money you don't need over the next 5 years, if you into trading, trade anything. It can be garbage and you make lots of money, but Yeah, this works for me. And one of the things I really like and admire about you, Amit, and Tanner as well, is you guys, call it as it is. And when you make mistakes, like, hey, should have bought more when it was less, bought on and as you learn, you kind of share that process. Tanner has not always been bullish on Robinhood, but he saw this back when it was like $17 and it's like, oh man, you're buying in late. Dude, this isn't late. Look at this. and Amit, you call yourself out too. You're like, hey, learn this, made this mistake. We're all learning here together. Appreciate you guys in the community too.
Yeah, I think what's funny sometimes, and thank you by the way, but I still kind of stick by the idea that Robinhood before Q1 of 2024, I think it was, or potentially it was earlier than that, the quarter where they really broke out in revenue, I don't think I would have ever spotted it. It just didn't show off the indicators that I was looking for. I think it's the type of thing that, like, the people who sell Palantir at 15 on the way up, they go, oh my gosh, I should have held till 100. You would never have. You would have sold at 20, 25, 30, 40, 50, 60, like whatever the indicators were that you were looking for, I don't know. So I'm happy where I bought and very happy to stick with the company. This is a real turnaround play, and there's so many tailwinds here.
So we got the call in 2 minutes, guys. What are you expecting? It's a video call. Vlad is stepping up the production. Anything interesting that you think we're going to see in this?
This is super beautiful, by the way. This looks great. And them putting it on X and YouTube just goes to show you that retail is becoming such a massive part of the investor base. Like self-directing in general is becoming popular. And that might be the biggest tailwind that Robinhood has.
Yeah, shout out to Arnie. Arnie will be interviewing Vlad tomorrow at 2:30 on Twitter or X. So if you are not following him on X, you can follow him on X. You can also just scroll to my profile. I quote tweeted his post, and you'll find the link. But Vlad will be on CNBC tomorrow, I think at 9:40, and he'll be on Arnie's X Spaces at 2:30. So,
was that what he was indicating on X about?
Yeah,
old stock, new ideas, something like that.
Yeah. And shout out to Arnie. Like, Arnie is the reason why I actually took a second look at Robinhood. He and another person were like looking at this. I was like, I at least need to give it a look. And a lot of times I'll give it a look and be like, I'm not sure. Robinhood, it was obvious. It was just so freaking obvious. So shout out to Arnie. Appreciate you, man. I made my own decisions, but without you just saying that you're looking into it, I might not have looked.
Arnie and I were discussing the Hood thesis back in June of 2023, and what he called them at the time was an asset vortex, and that always stood with me because that's what they've become. They went from 87 billion in assets to above 200 now, and it's been an incredible story for them. But they really have been a vortex of compounding assets and then executing against that growth with those assets. So shout out to Arnie. He'll get the Vlad interview tomorrow. Vlad will be talking about the results, and I'm sure we're going to get a lot more coverage from Vlad on these results in the coming days. All right, here we go. First ever video earnings call in a minute. I think it's going to be fun. I think it's going to be Vlad and Jason. I don't know if there's going to be anyone else there, but it'll be CEO and CFO. And
do you think it's going to be a video call the whole time? Or do you think it's going to be more like Palantir where they do like pre-recorded remarks and then they jump into a video call?
Not sure. I think it's video whole time, but I guess we will see what it looks like. Yeah, it might be pre-recorded results before, though.
Man.
All right, here we go. If it's just like a bunch of them just sitting at the table, like all the C-suites, Steve Quirk might be their chief brokerage officer. That would be fun. Hood stock right now, before we get into the call, is at 62.50.
Are you guys nervous?
No, I'm excited, dude. I'm excited.
Just excited. This is great.
I'm excited.